Hi, welcome to my Unreal Engine tutorial, where today I'll show you how to do transmogrification or reality warping powers. So for this, we are going to use a gun to activate it, but you can use third person or hand animations or whichever you prefer. But the first things we need to do is we need to get a projectile, which the first person character comes with one. So first thing we're going to need is a projectile. Okay, so we're going to call this an actor. We're going to call this BP projectile. Okay? And then what we're going to do is we're going to go in here and we're going to make this a sphere with a sphere collision. Sphere collision. Okay? So now we're going to size this up. Actually, let's go in here. Go to sphere radius under shape, and we're going to make this 124 probably. That's a good size. That way it'll get a little over. Okay? And then what we want to do is we want to spawn that on the first person character. If you are using Unreal 4, it may or may not do this. I think they updated it to where it doesn't come with it. So it'll come with a montage, a play sound, and then we also want to spawn actor from class. Okay. And then we want to get it's going to be FP gun. Give me just a moment to see what this is, see if we need a socket on it. Yes, so we are going to need, actually we have a socket, it's called muzzle. So we are good on that. So now what we're going to do, is we're going to go to event graph, and on the spawn transform, we are going to right click it, split struct pin. That's going to give us location, rotation, and scale. And we are going to get socket location FP gun, and it's going to be the muzzle. So it's going to spawn at the muzzle. Get socket rotation. That's the other thing we want to do, which is the FP gun, and then we want to name that muzzle as well. Okay, and then we want to make this projectile. So in the class, we want to select the projectile that we created. Right, where was it? It was right here. This is the projectile. Okay, so now if we go test this real quick, oh, it doesn't actually move. So it'll spawn it, but it won't move. So what we need to do is we need to get this information, and we need to, oh, my mistake. We need to go to the projectile and add component projectile movement. Projectile movement. And now this will let us change the speed. So we're going to do 1,000 and then 5,000 for the speed. That's, yeah, that should be good. Okay, and what this will allow it to do is move in space. So now we can see it moving. Okay, we are going to add less gravity to it, probably like 0.01, because we don't need it to drop. So now it'll go. We do want to up the speed of it. So we're going to go in, we're going to make this 10,000, which seems high, but it really isn't. And we're going to make the max speed 20,000. Okay. And then now we can see it go. We can make the projectile a little bit smaller. That is pretty big. So we're going to make this like 0.3, 0.3, 0.3. Okay. Alright, so now it's a lot smaller, so when we shoot, shoots normally. Okay? Alright, so now what we want to do is we have the projectile. We need to make an actor that we can change. So we need to create another blueprint class, actor, and we're going to call this BP reality warp. Okay? So basically what we're going to do is you can use any mesh for this. What we're going to want to do is add a static mesh. Okay? And we are going to make this a cube. Okay, so we're going to use 1M cube. So this is what it's going to be in the beginning. But on actor begin overlap, we want to cast to the projectile that we created, BP projectile. And what this is going to let us do is going to be like a little tunnel, so we can talk between this actor and the projectile. And so when this collides, we'll know. So let's just make sure the collision is proper. Yes, overlap all. Okay. So now what we want to do is we want to, now that this is here, so it's going to know if it hits it. Other actor means, does it hit something? Yes, it hits projectile. Okay, so with that, we want to, I think it's going to be set mesh, set static mesh. Yes, so we want to set the static mesh, and for the new mesh, what we want to do is a select node. Okay, and for the index, we want get random int. Hold on, get int. Actually, I think it's going to work because it's the wild card, so I think it'll work. So we are going to do, let's do a sphere. And what else does it come with? It comes with a cylinder. Okay, we'll add a few more. So we're just using the ones that come with it. So it comes with a cone, a cursor pointer, okay, and a generic HMD. So you're going to use whatever meshes you want for this, but these are the ones that come with it, that come with the editor. So we're going to use these. Okay, and a camera. All right, so I'm going to remove, can I remove it? I don't know if I can. Okay, so the next thing we want to do is we want to take this code, okay, and we want to add a do once node. Because if we hit this over and over again, it's going to do it every single frame. So if we spawn more than one bullet at a time, it's going to just switch between these like crazy. So what we want to do is we want to add a delay, okay, of about probably 1 second. And you can add animations in here as well if you want of your own. Particles, animations, that kind of stuff. Which would go right here and right here. Okay? And then we're going to do a do once. And we are going to put this into reset. So we're gonna, so basically what it's gonna do is it's gonna run this once and then wait a second and then do it again. So that way we don't have overlapping. So let's see here. Error. Assignment error. Okay, I need to assign something here because I put too many on here. So we're gonna do a right arm. Random integer. Okay, so we want to do random integer, and for the max we want to make it 5 because we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or 6. I'm sorry, it starts at 0. So we want to do that. Okay, now it compiles properly. So what it's going to do is when the projectile that we shoot out our gun overlaps with this, it's going to set the static mesh to a random one of these. So the final thing to do is place this inside of our project and test. Okay, so see, okay, so it did change, it's just small. So what we can probably do, that's probably going to help, is probably adding in a collider on the object, but you can do that on your own. You would just add a box collider over the actor, but now we have our own thing, and this is how you would do reality manipulation or transmogrification powers in Unreal Engine. You can. The reason it's not always hitting is because we have that delay. If we took that delay off or we lowered it, it would be less. So 0.2. Okay, so it would be much more responsive now. Okay, there we go. So every 0.2 seconds, it's going to switch. A collider on here would be good because the mesh colliders are not always the best. So that's how you do it, though. Follow for more.